Hey guys, it's Melissa here from Reiki with Melissa. Today I wanted to talk to you about serving others. You know, we get so busy with life and so bogged down with the things that happen to us that we become very concerned with ourselves, and we're so focused on ourselves and we don't remember that part of the reason we're here is to serve others. And one of the best ways, if you've got problems going on in your life and you feel like life's just become difficult, one of the ways you can take your attention off of playing that victim and out of being that woe is me attitude is to be in service to others. And being in service to others doesn't have to be a huge deal. I mean, it doesn't have to take up your whole day. It's in the little things that you do. And I wanted to share a story with you, something that happened yesterday, which I thought was really, really awesome and just proves that I think the universe nudges us to do things sometimes to be in service to others where it might not take that much of our time to do it, but it makes a world of difference for someone else. Yesterday, I got to work and I was scrolling through Facebook before my work actually started, and I noticed my sister had posted that she's like, "Oh, great, my Monday just started out perfectly. I got to school and I knocked my cup of coffee off the desk," and it's a picture of like her feet with the coffee like all over her feet, right? We've all been there. I'm sure everybody's had a Monday like that where you're like, this is the Mondayest Monday ever and everything that could go wrong is going wrong. So that's how her day was starting. Meanwhile, my cousin, we used to be close and we were very close growing up and we were raised like sisters, but life gets busy and you just don't see one another. We don't see our cousins that often anymore because we all have kids and families. That just takes over. But she saw my sister's Facebook post and immediately texted my mom and said, "What kind of coffee does she drink and what does she like from Starbucks?" And she actually went and took her a cup of coffee from Starbucks to replace the probably cheap teacher's lounge coffee that she had been drinking that she spilled all over herself. But just that one little act of kindness and being in service to others made made her whole day turn around. And I went and had dinner with my sister that night, and she was in a really good mood and laughing and joking. And had my cousin not done that, my sister's day might have just continued to spiral out of, like bad things happening, and it could have totally changed her day. And it did change her day for the better. It totally snapped her out of that woe is me victim mentality of like, oh, this is going to be a great Monday. Look what's happening so far. And you could even just see the attitude change on Facebook when she posted it. And that's, it's little things like that and being of service to others. Things you don't really even think about that just make someone else's day. I know when I had to go back to school from winter break, I was in that whole, I'm not really ready to go back. It was so nice being able to spend time with my family, and I'm, enjoying sleeping in. I don't have to get up. But, I get up and go to work, and I thought, well, I'm going to go by Starbucks. I don't normally have time to go by there, but I do today because we don't have to be there so early. And when I got to the window, the lady said, "The person in front of you paid for your coffee," which I think has actually become quite a common occurrence where I live, because one of the radio stations, they have like a challenge where they challenge people to do things like that. And so I thought, that's a great idea. So I want to put a challenge out there to each and every one of you. And of course, I'm including myself in this. I want to challenge you to see what you can do to be in service to others and how you can be in service to others. And it doesn't have to be anything grand. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It can simply be something like, if you see your friend had spilled coffee, you go take her another cup of coffee. I mean, I don't know if that took a lot of effort for my cousin, but that was just a sweet thing to do. Or holding the door open for someone, or smiling at someone, or I don't know, just paying it forward when you go to Starbucks, paying for the person behind you. It can be little things. I mean, get creative here. You know what's being of service to others. Going and volunteering for an hour once a month somewhere, you know? Some of you probably already do things like that, because I know that the people who listen to my podcast are awesome like that, and you guys are already such caring and kind people. I already know that. But I would just challenge you to think about how you could be in service to others in little ways. It doesn't even have to be grand. It's great if you have the time and the money and the resources to do grand things for people. But my point here is, it doesn't have to be that. It can just be something small, something little, something very simple. Because we talked about how everything is a ripple effect, right? Everything we put out comes back to us. So in that situation yesterday, my cousin put out a ripple effect of kindness, because by taking that coffee to my sister, she made her day better. And my sister, in turn, was probably much happier to be at school and to be around her students. So it all kind of goes around, you know, it comes back. It's like a ripple, like throwing a pebble into the water and watching the ripples spread out. That's what your kindness does. We've talked about how equally we can have ripples of negativity, and had my sister not had someone intervene and bring her coffee yesterday, she might have sent out ripples of negativity inadvertently because of her having a bad Monday. But because someone was kind enough to come in and to step in, and she even put a note on there that said, "Here's your Monday reboot," which I thought was hilarious. It's like, yes, exactly. Yes, exactly this. This is what I talk about exactly. If you are having a bad day, at any point in that day, you can say, okay, stop, reboot. It's not going to continue to go this way, and I'm declaring that now. I'm declaring happiness and peace over this day, and I'm not going to let anything else continue to steal my energy, deplete my energy, lower my energy. It's not happening. It's all about perspective and seeing things from a different point of view, choosing to see things differently. So I urge you today to be someone else's ripple of positivity. How can you be in service to someone else so that you change their day? Something to think about. And I want to thank you guys for always being loyal listeners. I know that the people that I have attracted to be part of my tribe are wonderful people. We all have struggles, but you guys are amazing. I know this in the people who come and talk to me during my Facebook Lives, the people who send me messages letting me know how much they appreciate the podcast. I appreciate all of you. If you know others who may need to listen to this podcast, that it might be able to help, and, you know, even just suggesting someone listen to this podcast, you might be being in service to someone else, because maybe they're going through a lot of difficult times in their life, and maybe you suggesting this podcast would be a way for them to get the help that they might need. Just something to think about. I know some of you are even kind enough that you've been asking me if you can buy Reiki sessions for your friends. How awesome is that? That is I don't even know how to describe how kind that is, because Reiki is so healing and therapeutic, and for you to have thought about your friends and your family members, thinking about their well-being and wanting them to feel better, that is so selfless, and I just am blown away by that. So thank you guys for all of your support, for constantly being here for me. If you need an uplifting meditation, you can join me on Facebook tomorrow, Wednesday, at 7 Central. I will be doing a little guided meditation and then pulling some cards. So if you show up live, I will pull cards for you live. If you watch the replay and you type a replay, I will draw a couple of names to pick people to do messages for that watched it on the replay. And if you're interested in Reiki or in card reading or one-on-one coaching, check out my website. All of the details are there. I hope that you will continue to listen. If you like this podcast, please leave some stars or feedback. I love hearing from you. Please follow me. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm sending you so much love and light. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.